Are you looking for a new thrill ride? Are you looking for some betrayal? And are you looking for crime that spill all across the floor? Well, I've got the film for you, so let's dive in.
Welcome to the Lights, Camera, Rant Podcast. Your source for the latest on movies, TV shows, and video games. Get ready for ranting, raving, and reviewing. Here is your host, Lee.
Hi everyone, and welcome back to another Lights Camera review where we will be diving into the upcoming Australian film called Bring Him to Me. Now, I recently got the opportunity to see an advanced screening of this thanks to Studio Canal, which sent across to me to review, and I must say, I am so glad I got the opportunity for this. This film was very interesting to watch, and I can't wait to dive into it. So, this film was filmed in my home country, Australia. This was filmed in Queensland just this year. It also won this Cinema Ozfest selection for 2023. And majority of the reviews I've seen besides me have been very positive. But let me get into that and give you the hard old truth about this film. So let me set the stage for you. So a ruthless crime boss gives a getaway driver an ultimatum to bring one of his teammates to a secluded location to, unfortunately, execute him, which the driver must wrestle with his conscience and was the right thing to do as he takes his buddy all the way to basically the end of the line. Now, don't you worry, this film only goes for 96 minutes. It is MA 15 rated for Australian purposes, as you probably would guess with a film like this. So this is intense. It's a crime. It's a thriller. We'll get a stellar cast of Jamie Costa, Barry Pepper, Sam Neill, Rachel Griffiths. Now, probably out of all those names I've just mentioned, there's probably one you haven't heard of, which is Jamie Costa. You may not know his name, but you will remember the infamous Vines Day of when someone was impersonating Rowan Williams to an absolute T. And also went to go on to also, what was it called? He also did a short film with Rowan Williams, and he also did Obi-Wan Kenobi fan film as well. This is his debut film, his very first one, so I feel very privileged he got to be for Australia to film this. And I must say, so this film, let's start this off. So the getaway driver gets that phone call from Rachel Griffith's character saying, bring the kid to me, he can't be trusted. So this film does a little bit of both. It shows you the present. It also shows you the past as well to get you up to speed. So the past is what happens on the most recent job. Obviously, they went to go crack over the crime boss. That safe, they went to go steal. That was all the mission was meant to be. However, what creates great story is that in fact it didn't go to plan at all and caused some trouble. So they did get away with the money. However, obviously one of the characters was in Janko. He unfortunately got shot in the hand because Sam Neill's character was not what they expected for an old man. They thought he would be a pushover, but let's just say the tables turned with a shotgun to the face. That's how that all goes. So what happens is when they steal the money, they drop it off to the crime boss, which is Rachel Griffith's character, and they think the job is done. So this happens about 48 hours later where Barry's character gets the phone call and says the fact that he has to bring him in. Now, Jamie Costa's character, he performs this very well, and you feel for him all the way through the movie, and you are rooting for him because you know what's going to happen, and you see Barry's character struggling inside of what's going to happen because he knows what is happening. Now, Rachel Griffith's character, all she said is bring him to me because he can't be trusted. Now, throughout the film, Barry's character is trying to keep on asking her whether or not she's going to kill him, what's going to happen in the end, and she just keeps saying on the phone, we're going to talk. We're going to talk. And that's it. Which we all know in multiple movies, we know the fact that exactly what that means when someone says, I just want to talk to him. I just want to talk to him. That's it. We know how that's going to play out. However, wasn't half expecting what does happen in the end. Now, I will say this in this review, we will be diving into spoilers all the way through. So if you don't want to go see the film, come back to this review. and kill the video and keep going. But now I've got the spoiler review out of the way. Let's keep going. So what happens is we get to the good flashbacks. Some of the settings is really nice. Partially this film is in the rain, and I don't know. I'm a sucker for rain settings. I just think, and a film, like a film noir, rain just looks perfect. Looks fantastic. Some of the cinematography in this film are fantastic to watch and look great. Now, the soundtrack, nothing really stands out, but it definitely gives you the vibe that this is literally one last ride. The highway to hell. So, of course, with Jamie Costa's character, Barry's character, they're on the edge. They're throwing away their phones so they can't be tracked. Every car that drives past them, Barry's quite nervous. Jamie doesn't know why he's been taken in. He just assumes the fact that he's only been taken in to collect the money. They're split. Now, what happens as it progresses, those characters get closer together. Jamie's character tries to open up the fact he has a daughter and, tries to walk up to Barry's character, who really doesn't want to talk to him, but their bond grows across as the film progresses, and you see him break him down more and more. Now, as it continues going on, we also find out that which Sam Neill delivers some killer lines in this film, saying like, what was it? Anyone who steals from me doesn't live to spend it. It was very creepy as delivered. So what happens is Sam Neill's character and his son catch up to Barry and Jamie, which turns into an intense action scene, which again, I was expecting who lives or dies in this film at all, especially that scene, which this is probably hits about the halfway point, and still, Jamie's still warming up to Barry. Barry's still trying to find out with Rachel Griffith's character what's going on. She's still only giving him tidbits. However, after this particular point in the film, she does mention the fact there is money missing. Now, Barry says, no, all the money was there. He could have stolen it all. And she's like, I just want to bring you in. I just want to talk. And she still says that, and they still go on and on this trail. Now, obviously, there's a small fight at a servo, which kind of breaks Barry's character, being that sturdy and like nothing can break me down. So he helps Jamie, and you find out a little bit more about his family, the fact he has a son, he's trying to get to him, and the fact that the reason why he's doing this, and he's not a shooter, he's only a getaway driver, and that's where he likes to be. Now, Jamie's also doing this because he's down on his luck, he needs the money, and he's got a daughter with his ex-girlfriend. And that's how that kind of situation and that. Now, as this continues on, the struggle builds, the intention keeps on building, and then we get to the final piece, where we get slowly... before we get to the final in this warehouse, which is the big set piece of this, is that Barry is just about to turn around and go, nah, I can't do this. Fortunately, he does get caught up with one of the goons, Rachel's goons. She does grab him and brings him to the warehouse. Now, during this confrontation, she's really pushing Jamie. Jamie, again, his acting is really good. He's done fantastic in his film, especially his debut film. I can't stress that enough, that his entire cast, he is the MVP. He's the anchor for the film, and he does carry it very well. Now, yes, Barry's character is the lead, but I would say Jamie is the MVP for this movie. Now, this is the part that, as I said, spoiler warning if you go that far, this is the part that was this was shocking. I did not see this happening. So I assume what would happen is in these films that, Barry would swap with Jamie for his life. He gets killed. Jamie has to live with the burden that this guy he's just met a couple of times, has sacrificed his life for him, and he will carry that on. He will carry that on into his life, taking care of his kid. No, flip that table, turn it around. Rachel's character straight up murders him, like, boom. That's what happens. Because he says, I didn't steal it. He's like, I didn't steal it. He's all about, I didn't steal the money. And she straight kills him, says that you aren't strong enough to do this job. You can't be doing it. And she kills him. And Barry's character's going nuts about it. He gets the extra money. She gives him Jamie's cut. And then she lets him go. However, as Barry's character's trying to leave, all the gates are shut. And then one of her goons goes after him. So they go in a big chase scene, which is fantastic. Again, in the rain. He breaks free. We get a longer chase scene, which Barry's character does think he gets away. However, the goon catches up to him. They have a tussle and a whole bit of who shot who, but very much like very John Wick vibe that we did see. Who shot who, which Barry's character does come out at the end. Now, this is the part I wasn't expecting at all, was the fact that you find out that Barry's character, actually, he stole the money because some other mob family is threatening his child, threatening his son. So this whole time, he's taking Jamie's character all the way here, knowing the fact it wasn't his fault. He didn't steal the money. It's all on him. And that's why he has to wrestle this on his conscience. And I thought that was one of the biggest twists to the film. I thought, holy shit, that was the second twist I did not see coming. I was like, holy, as my partner was saying with me, she's like, well, I'm like, it's like coming on. And she's, it's a complete twist of fate where I thought it would be. Jeff Hardy reference there. Anyway, and then what happens is that he realizes that Rachel's character is going to follow him to the ends of the earth to kill him. And then what happens is that he drops off the money to Jamie's wife, doesn't tell her that Jamie's dead. And then what we see is that he drives off really fast, and the end scene cuts with a car following him. Boom, credits. Done. Now, yes, this is a 96 minute film. However, from the start to finish, the intense builds up, the action builds up, the setting is beautiful, the cinematography in it, even as small as it is, I still found it so immersive between the two. Now, as I said, like, this is not something I would usually review, so this was very nice for a change of pace. And again, thank you for Studio Canal for giving me the opportunity. But I must say, this is if you're looking for something a little bit smaller, a little bit action, a little bit gritty, but at the same time, you still got the end going, what the, like, holy shit. Okay. It's almost a film where you could go back and watch it again, because at the same time, this time around, he knows the whole time, and all of his action scenes. So all of his interactions with Jamie. So it does have that rewatch value. Now, another question is the fact, does it need a sequel? No, it doesn't need a sequel. This is good as a standalone film. I think it gives that ominous ring of what might happen to him next. The fact he's still alive. Could you go with a prequel? No. This is fully self-contained. It does not need anything else further. Just self-contained story. I think that the writer, Tom Evans, has done a really good job. And I can see why. Before I started watching it, as I mentioned, it won that award at Cinema Ozfest. And I can see why. And I think for Jamie's debut film, he's picked this perfectly. And yes, unfortunately, it does have a untimely end. However, overall, it's well worth the pick up. And I think this is a Saturday night flick. I think this is something definitely don't watch for the kids. But if you, as I said, you're not looking for something too mainstream, something a little bit different, this is definitely for you, especially if you have that John Wick itch, obviously, because there's no more John Wick anymore. Taken, probably not Born Ultimate Man, but Equalizer. I would say it's in that kind of category. If you like those films, this is one for you. But I'd love to know what you think. For everyone who has seen this film or who's gone back and watched it and come back to me, what did you think about this film? What did you like or you dislike? I think even the pacing for it, I didn't feel like it had any low point either. I thought it was very slow build up with hints of crime and action in between. So I didn't think anything bad about that. And I didn't find myself looking at my watch either, which, if you look at Transformers 2, you're going to be looking at your watch. Or if you're going to watch The Irishman, you're going to be looking at your watch. So this is almost short, fast, punch in the mouth, questioning everything at the end, going, I need to watch that again. So this is definitely one of my picks. I give this a hot top review, and I feel like this is one of the movies you need to watch before the end of this year and see what you think about it. I would look forward to what Tom Evans, the writer for this film, will make up next, and I look forward to what Jamie's going to do next in his career. I don't believe he's got what his next film is going to be, but whatever. At the age of 33, I think he's got a bright future ahead, especially if this is his debut, and it looks all good. So that's my review for Bring Him to Me. Love to know what you think. Definitely let us know in the comments and give us a review. And as always, until next time, happy ranting.
Thanks for listening to Lights, Camera, Rant. If you like the show, don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss a single episode. While you're at it, leave us a rating and review, and be sure to tell your friends. Until next time, happy ranting.